What's happening, guys? UFC 310 this weekend. This one's coming up a little bit later than we usually put them up, but still enough time for you to get the breakdown, get your picks. I'm going to do a fair few of the fights. So, mate, this is a pretty stacked card. You know, there was a few fights that fell through, some big fights, but all the way through, some exciting fights. And I will start off with Bryan Battle and Randy Brown. Bryan Battle is one of the boys was on my team in Ultimate Fighter. He was the Ultimate Fighter. He won the Ultimate Fighter, the middleweight one. Now at welterweight, been kicking ass. Really good fighter. Randy Brown, good fighter. Do you have the odds on that one?
Bryan Battle's favourite, $1.45.
Yep, okay, yep.
Randy Brown is paying $2.70.
Okay, yeah. So Randy Brown, good. Underdog here. Bryan Battle, he's proven himself. He's a gamer. He's pretty good everywhere. He's tough. He's good on the front foot. He's good at range. He's tough as well, man. He's good. So he's going to be hard to bet against. He is the favourite, but I'm going to go with Bryan Battle. I think he goes out there. Randy Brown, he's good. Man, he's even got some submissions up his sleeve. Bryan Battle. Where's this fight go? I think he does enough on the feet. I think the fight stays on the feet. But he still gets a win. So I'm going to go win for Bryan Battle. Now, another fight I wanted to get was Movsar and Aljamain Sterling. In the prelims, obviously shouldn't be there. This is a pretty big fight. Undefeated Movsar and Aljamain, former champ. You know, obviously the last couple of fights used a lot of the wrestling. This is MMA. They're going to have to do that. Sometimes you can't hate them for it, but I think that's why it must be where they are. So boxers mustn't be happy. So something's going on there. But massive fight, huge fight. I'm still really looking forward to that fight. I think it's going to be a well-contested fight. Who's the favourite on that one? Movsar. Okay.
Aljo's paying $3.
Aljo's paying $3. So here we go. This is going to be my underdog pick right here because I'm going Aljamain Sterling. Movsar's good. Both good wrestlers, grapplers. I think even on the feet, it's going to be reasonably even on the feet, I believe. I think Aljamain's probably a little more awkward. But when it comes to the wrestling and all that, I think it's going to be a bit of a battle. But I think the grappling is going to more favour Aljamain, I think. You know, I think he's what he did to Calvin Kattar as well, was able to just control him the way he did. That was pretty impressive. Again, Movsar's a great wrestler. That's his game, right? So we've got Aljamain in a featherweight division fighting someone whose game is pressure wrestling. Great fight. You know, UFC putting the two wrestlers together here. I think someone's gonna either dominate on the ground here or maybe do some damage on the feet. We'll see. I don't think so. I think it is going to be a grappling thing, but I think that's going to favour Aljamain. So here's my underdog pick. I think I'm going to go with Aljamain. I don't know if it's going to be a submission. He could backpack him, could get a submission. He's sneaky like that. They call him the backpack, don't they? Pantoja as well. He's good on taking the back. But Aljamain, submission could be there. But he's paying well just for the win. So I think that's going to be one of your best bets there. Aljamain. It's going to be a fun fight. I'm actually really looking forward to this. Both guys good fighters. But I am going to lean towards Aljamain on that one. All right. Another fight. I won't get into these ones. But look, you got Vicente on there, Luque. You got Dominic Reyes and Anthony Smith fighting as well. So every fight's got some decent fighters on there. It's going to be fun, man. That Dominic Reyes and Anthony Smith fight's going to be... Let's see. I wasn't going to actually do this one. But you know what? I probably will. Who am I picking in that one? Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith. All right, who's the favourite? This might help me with my decision.
Reyes, pretty heavy favourite, $1.29.
Reyes, heavy favourite. Okay.
$3.66.
Smith, $3.66. Man, because I was leaning probably towards... Reyes has had a bad run. I think he is good, but I mean, he has been caught a few times. I think that's where he's just been getting caught. Can Anthony catch him? Of course. You know, they're light heavyweights. They could catch each other. Anthony Smith's grappling is legit. Can he take Reyes down? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to take Reyes down. I think it is going to be on the feet. I am gonna lean towards. Man, I feel like I'm always betting against Anthony Smith. I like both of the guys. I like Reyes and I like Anthony Smith. He probably thinks I hate him. I don't hate nobody. Anthony Smith, you're a cool dude, but I think I'm gonna lean towards Reyes here. All right, so let's get into the main card. We're gonna start off with. Wait a second. There's only 4 fights on the main card, huh? So let's start off with Bryce Mitchell, Gracie. Both good grapplers. If it goes to the ground, you're going to favour Gracie. Even though Bryce Mitchell is good on the ground, it's Gracie. You don't want to be there with him. So I think Bryce Mitchell's wrestling is still pretty good. I think he can do enough to stop the takedowns and win them scrambles before it gets to the ground. I think he'll do a good enough job to get back to his feet or stay on his feet. And Bryce Mitchell's going to be better on the feet. You know, he's going to be better with his hands and make it hard for Gracie. So I think it's going to be a decision win for Bryce Mitchell. And is he the favourite? He'd be the favourite. Heavy favourite?
Yeah, Gracie's paying $6.
Oh, Gracie's paying $6. Go for the Hail Mary submission. Could happen. It could definitely happen. But yeah, Bryce Mitchell, heavy favourite. Makes sense. All right. So we're not on the co-main yet. We're going to go with, Cyril Gane and Cyril Gane. Say that right? I said Cyril Gane? Cyril Gane and Volkov. They've already fought, I'm pretty sure. I feel like they've fought. But I'm going to go with Gane. I think both strikers. I just think Gane's footwork and he's proved he's got some incredible striking. He's going to have trouble with guys that are going to want to wrestle him. Volkov's not going to wrestle with him. And even if he did try and wrestle with him, I think Gane's wrestling is probably going to be a little bit better. You can see when Gane chooses to wrestle and he has his offensive wrestling, he's pretty good. He's got a decent takedown. He's got a decent ground and pound. So you could even see that in this fight. But I don't see it going the other way. So I'm going to go with Gane for the win there. Is it going to be a finish? I don't think so. I think he's just going to, touch him up, use range, use footwork, make it hard for Volkov to land and just piece him up, a lot of leg kicks and things like that. But yeah, play that a little bit more safe, I think. So I'm going to go decision win for Gane. And what's he paying? He's a favourite. $1.24. Massive favourite. Okay. Volkov, $4. Can he pull off a victory? Yeah, he could. How could he do it? KO? I like Volkov. He has pulled off some pretty cool upsets. I just can't see it. I think Vakan's too technical in the feet and I can't see it. So I won't go over there. But all right, Shavkat, Ian Garry. And who is a favourite with this one? Shavkat.
Yeah.
How big?
Heavy. $1.24 and Gary's paying $4.
Gary's paying $4. 5-rounder. I want to know if this is a 5-rounder. If it was a 50-50 and they were even, I'm going with Shavkat. My pick would be Shavkat. That's my pick for you guys.
5 rounds.
It's 5 rounds. Okay, 5 rounds. Does that give Shavkat more of a chance to, end up finding the submission or finding the finisher later in the fight? Because if it goes to the ground, I think a Shavkat can. Well, they say in the training footage you can never go off that. Supposedly he did submit him. It was a while ago. Can you go off that? But the striking, Ian Garry, even from the footage I've seen, you could see that very evenly matched on the feet. Ian Garry's footwork and distance, his understanding of the striking is really good. Shavkat's very good, powerhouse, great with the KOs. He's going to be aggressive. I think he's going to find it hard to find Ian Garry, but he has that grappling layer. Ian Garry's proved that he has the wrestling and grappling as well. Is it enough on Shavkat's level? Because Shavkat, I've heard, I think Craig Jones has even told me about it, or through some people, Shavkat's got some serious groundwork. He's got really good, I'm pretty sure, wrestling and really good grappling, jiu-jitsu, and some great submissions as well. So I'm going to lean towards Shavkat with that. Heavy favourite. What's Ian paying? For something?
$4.10.
Ian Garry paying $4.10. All right, this is what I'm saying. I'm going to lean towards Shavkat. 5 rounds, he could get the finish as well. I feel like he can even get the finish later. I think he's tough and he could find it. He's done that in a couple of his fights where he ended up finding the finish later in the fight. Even when I thought oh wait, this might not, go well for him, and he ends up getting the submission. So the finishes are still there for him later in the rounds. His urgency will probably get more. That'll mean, he'll probably look for takedowns if things aren't going well on the feet. He'll shoot a bit more more urgency in the takedowns, to get the fight to the ground and win them later rounds. That might win him the fight. So I'm going to lean towards Shavkat. But can Ian Garry win? Yeah, 100%. Should he be a $4 underdog? I think Shavkat is great, but I'm just mean stylistically, I think he can do enough to win rounds. I would not be surprised if he wins rounds of this fight. And if he's winning rounds, it means he's getting close to a decision, especially at a big underdog like this. It could be a sneaky bet there. So I've got my underdog pick, which I'm more confident in, is Aljamain Sterling. But if you do want to go on underdog, big underdog, Ian Garry could be it. Not many people are going to pick him. There's a reason for that, because Shavkat is that good. But I am not going to be surprised if he pulls off a win. There's one for you. If you want to go, you want to do a little sneaky bet. And it's not too far away from what can happen as well. I believe that I'm picking Shavkat. Even picking Shavkat, he might get the finish, but I think it's going to be a competitive fight the whole way through, even before he gets a submission. That's what I think. That's what I believe. So definitely worth a little sneaky one there for you. Remember I said that. Kai Asakura? Did I say that right? Asakura. Kai Asakura and Pantoja. Man, you've seen highlights. You've seen this kid. This kid can fight. This kid looks for the finish. Nice, solid knees he throws. He's explosive. Very, very dangerous. Can he finish Pantoja? For sure. But Pantoja is tough. Who's the favourite? Surely, okay. Okay, so Kai's an underdog, and he should be. I think, 5 rounds. He's tough, durable. He's obviously got the wrestling, the grappling, really good grappling. So me and Dan and I were talking about this fight. He can see Pantoja, backpacking him and getting the submission. He's picking a submission. I can definitely see that. I'm leaning towards Pantoja pretty heavily, because I always back them guys that have that grit, determination, that never die attitude, and is always there. So I think he will get hit though. And against someone who's so as dangerous as Kai could put his lights out early, but man, Pantoja's tough. So you have to hit him with some big shots and make sure you end it there, because if you go all out and you don't finish him, the tide's gonna turn real quick. But I'm gonna go with Pantoja there. Obviously a sneaky knockout bet. You could definitely go on Kai there, but I'm definitely leaning towards Pantoja. Maybe a submission if you want better value. I think the submission's definitely something that can happen. Even in them later rounds, even if Kai's doing okay, he will eventually tire, I believe. And if it ends up being that type of fight, I'm quite confident Pantoja will get the finish. So maybe a submission victory there for you guys. But remember the co-main. I told you about Aljamain with underdogs. Co-main, again, both great fighters. Shavkat, great fighter, exciting fighter. I mean, Belal and Shavkat, that fight will be a great fight. Would love to see that. Where would that be? That could be soon. Maybe early next year. So with Ian Garry, will he get a title shot after that? I don't think he will. Shavkat does. Obviously, he was meant to fight for the title. So the UFC would want Shavkat to win. I think that's a bigger fight for Belal, and a fun one. So we'll see what happens. I am leaning towards him, but I can see Ian Garry taking that decision win. Remember I said that. Just remember I said that. It's not fair because I'm not really picking, so I'm sitting on the fence here trying to claim both. But remember, he's a massive underdog, and I'm just saying the value is definitely worth it. Remember I said that. Gamble responsibly. Remember I always say that too. So don't do yourself in. But I'm usually doing pretty good on my picks, so yeah. I'm almost about to just change my decision on that co-main. I won't. I'm going to stick with Shavkat, but great value on Ian Garry. And we out. Let me know in the comments what you think. I end up giving you a few fights there, a few picks. Let me know your picks. Let me know what you think. It's going to be exciting. Good luck.